ladies and gentlemen, Manta Ray back in Space Engineers for Reconomy Lite episode 12. So first, today, let's do a little bit of a recap. We got our plane functional, we're able to kind of get around and fly around and scope out some stuff. Basically found out that we can get from here to the big section of the mainland, and we're able to mine iron and bring it back and be able to make lots and lots of all the stuff that takes iron, you know, steel plate, interior plate, tubes, all that jazz, off of pure iron instead of having to just mine stone. So that was a big improvement. What that means is for some of the other ores, we may be able to use our map and actually just fly to those locations and collect a little bit of what we need. Some of them are going to be tougher than others. So like, for instance, like the cobalt, there's not a lot of surface cobalt that's available, and it's got to be somewhere where I can land the plane. And with the cobalt that we found before, there's some at the South Pole, but it's like right on a mountain, so I don't think that's going to work out. At the end of last week's episode, we had started work on our boat. We were talking about doing a little catamaran-style boat, a large catamaran, of course, a seaworthy catamaran to an extent, and as we can't do sails in Space Engineers, we're going to end up doing motors. So it's going to be actually more of a pontoon boat than a catamaran, but you know what? It's okay. I think it's going to turn out pretty well. We got most of the right hull extruded out. We're going to work on the left hull a bit today, get that extruded out, get everything welded up as best we can, and then start working on what's going to go up on top on the tramp section. One of the things that I did do over the past week was play around more with Water 3.0 and actually test more of buoyancy and you know, the dynamics of how the mod works, and grabbed one or two Water 3.0 blueprints off the workshop just to kind of check and see how some of the boat building experts are doing it under 3.0, and I learned some very interesting things. Had another really good thing come out of the Discord. Good old Larson decided to correct me. I was always, in my testing, I was always building, you know, if I was building a big hull like this, I would have a like a cargo and then conveyors to an O2 gen, and then to the O2 gen I'd have a vent, and then I'd be able to pressurize the space and all that. He made the comment, he was like, well, why not just put a vent somewhere on the vehicle, depressurize it, and then use it to pressurize these? And I was like, yeah, that's a really good idea. So I was going to go a whole lot more over the top and end up putting a whole lot more equipment on this boat than what I really needed. Now, the question that not the question, but the point that I want to make is that's all well and good until, you know, something happens and we do need to repressurize and we don't have, you know, stuff to fix, or we need water or something like that, and we do need to collect, or if we're doing our submarine to actually go, you know, our little mining submersible, so we can actually go and mine that cobalt. But basically, for now, the boat itself does not need a bunch of ice production up here, you know, for O2. It just needs that. So anyway, without further ado, I guess let's really get to it. I pretty much have gotten this all extruded out. I don't think I have, yeah, I'm out of steel plate actually, which is probably why I stopped last week. So I think what I need to do is take the plane up to the anthill base up there. It's getting a little late in the day, so hopefully it's not going to be too bad, but here we go. Okay, we made it. Alright, just in time for sunset. So what is it we need? Steel plate? We have 37 steel plate. Let's get some more steel plate going. I'm also very hungry, and I need to sleep. I'm going to do this to recharge some of my sleep, and potentially eat some food. Some of these poisonous mushrooms. Do 37 steel plate. Let's take that, and let's start working on that boat some more. And landing. Just welding along. Go recharge at the plane. I'm working on welding all that over there. It's coming together. Actually, won't be very long now. We'll probably make another trip up to the anthill base in a minute just to top off on some supplies, because we're going to need to start building the actual functional blocks that go on this boat. But for right now, I mean, we're doing just fine. I'm going to make sure we don't lose any holes. Oh, I'm out of steel plate apparently. Well, that welds up pretty much all of that. I just need to get underneath, which I could easily do by turning that rotor, can't I? Okay, so what I need is to finish building this piston and all these parts here. Alright, let's go, and then a bunch of steel plate. This plane is working out really well. I'm very happy with it. Very happy. A lot fewer trees than when I started up here. Now that we've got all this stuff, what does a full-size assembler take? Metal grids, which we don't have. Yeah. See, everything's hanging on cobalt. If I could just have the cobalt, we'd be in a pretty good way. And beautiful. So now, we need to weld some of these. There we go. Beautiful. It's 2 hulls nearly done. Alright. I think the fronts of these are looking great. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay, now all we have to do is pressurize the interiors, in addition to, you know, building up the backs, of course. Yeah. We should probably cut these off into 2 segments. So I'm going to go ahead and put... Really, I'm not even going to bother with plate. You could use plate to cut these off, but I'm not even going to bother with that. I'm just going to split them in half, I think. So maybe, you know what probably makes the most sense? We do something like the middle one, take it out and make that one of those, and then do an air vent on either side. And a perfect landing. That was a really good landing. That was probably one of my best landings all day. Uh-oh. Oh no, are we out of iron? Well, 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 guess what that means? I was about to say road trip. Air trip! The vents are all welded up, that's all set up. Really, the last thing is going to be to close these off and start building the tramp across, but... which I think we can actually do. Go ahead and start putting this across here. There we go, there's one, and then I think we'll probably cut it right before the end here, maybe even at this distance here. There we go. But at least they're together with more than one part, so that's a plus. Okay, time to go off to iron and get some iron for ourselves. There we go. Pretty sure the iron is gonna be this way. Sayonara! Anthill base. Okay, here we go. Let's glide on in. Ooh, we're coming down. Very nice. Okay. We made it. Taxi our way over. 100 meters away, roughly. Alright, 11.2k. Looking good. I say let's head out of here. Unknown signal! I think that's actually gonna land on the stuff. Just kidding. I don't think that's gonna land in the water. I think it's gonna land on land. Ooh, this is not smooth. Let's do a pass over. What do you think first? Just to make sure, because there's a chance it's not. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Okay, started coming down a little too low there. Okay, it looks like it's up here. Okay, good, 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 good. Alright, what do you think? You think we can land here? There we go. These wheels are terrible. I hate these wheels. Okay. Oh, cow boots, hooray. Anything good in here? Yes, chips. And an enhanced drill. Ooh, did you? Ooh. Hello there. Let's drop that in our hands here. Yes, enhanced drill. Ooh, we are overloading. Man, we are draining some. Oh, we're out of hydrogen. We out of fuel? Wow. I didn't notice that. That crept up on me out of nowhere. Alright, we're home. Alright, all 10k of iron is here now. And it looks like we've potentially satisfied our production quota. We sure have. So something that I did not know before, and I don't know if this is like a newer feature, I really need to research it and see if this was just added after the fact or something like that, but the engineers, so your playable character, can swim now in the water, in the water mod 3.0. So whereas before, especially under 2.0, if your engineer fell in the water, you just sunk to the bottom, and then you were crushed to death if you went down too far. Now, if you hold spacebar, it's just like having your jetpack. You can actually, rise to the surface, and then you can actually swim in each direction, I believe, and even keep your head above water to an extent. So I'm thinking, depending on how, if I remember correctly, the depth that we were at was like 90 meters or something like that. I don't know if that's crushing depth for the engineer, but I'm thinking I might be able to take the boat out to a specific location and then jump and swim down and see if I can't mine. Because right now we're running too low on parts, and we need that cobalt. So I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna see if that's gonna work. So we're gonna go down, and if that's the case, I mean, we're almost ready to go. We might as well try to fill her up while we're here. There we go, and we will connect and get our stockpile going. So I'd like to, at least for now, because really we just want to get out there. That's all we have to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is I want to seal this up. I want to seal these sections up. So let's do that first. Let's grab this and let's... Next thing though is, don't jump off the edge. There we go, open that up and place one of those there instead. Nice. Okay. I think that's technically airtight, so it might make sense just to leave that as is for now. Let's get this front done here. There we go. All right, time to weld all this. Up. Okay. Whew. Oh man. Oh, that was too far. And tightrope walk. Yeah. At the moment, I think I'm just gonna put a helm right here. Something just like, like this. There you go, and drop it right there, right in front. There you go.
Energy low.
Oh, that might actually be on our island. Alright, so I have all the parts. Oh man, I think I have all the parts. The only thing left to do is to, move these thruster bits. Sorry, ant. Flying ant. Okay. Let's head down there and see if it's ready to go. Alright, let's weld these up. There's one thruster. There's a second thruster. Beautiful. Finish that. We're gonna put a vent up here. Okay, so let's like place like one thing there, and then see if we can place that ladder a little bit better. Yeah, that looks better, and that'll be deeper in the water. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I like that. And now the ladder's just there. There we go. We got 100 steel plate. We got a couple more components. Some single chips. But we have no cargo. That's a thought. Small grid, small cargoes. How much do they hold? 375 liters. Versus 10,000 liters. Oh, come on. It's no contest. Even if I put a handful of these around, I don't think I'm even going to use really this much anymore. We should probably just tear this down at some point. It's just holding components for no reason. Like, there's a fully functioning gyro. These are batteries. They don't have anything in them, but at least they're there. This has a good... Look at that, 60 bulletproof glass. Yeah. Or largely 90 motors. Yeah, there's too much stuff in this for it to be even used. Okay, yeah. There we go. Got our gyro. Now, cargo. I think we're just going to dump cargo containers on all sides here. So I think we're just gonna put some cargo just like right here, there. It's kind of cool. Kind of makes me feel like they're tied down, you know. How's the battery doing? Power's 100%. I'm gonna turn it around to this side where there isn't anything in the way. There's no big building section. Okay. Are you ready? Is there any reason why this won't work? Whew, I don't think so. Alright, do we cut it? Oh man, I'm concerned. I'm very concerned. Alright, here we go. We're gonna do a quick save, just for fun. Whew, okay. We're cutting her loose. In 3, 2, 1. Interesting. The rears don't seem to be pressurized. I just want to come forward and like kind of whip the boat so that it kind of gets up as best as it can. There we go. Okay. They're not I know what the issue is. It's because these have a path through them. I forgot about that. Okay. Good to know. All I have to do is cut this open. That'll seal off the back end. There you go. That should be airtight now. There we go. It's perfect. It's working. Oh, that's exactly what I wanted. All right, we're gonna. If I can do it from here, that's pretty perfect. Okay, there we go. Look at this. Ah ha! Yes. And you do slow down, just very slowly. But let's see if we don't glide to a stop here. Especially if I turn these off. I want to just verify while we still have like battery power and everything like that that we actually do like slow down to a stop, because I've done testing, and in testing you slow down to a stop. So I just want to verify. We're getting there, which is making me wonder about, for a larger boat, potentially having an anchor. Okay, so you get almost down to nothing. That's it. We've got our boat. Oh dear. 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 Ow. Okay, so the boat works. The boat is great. All right, so there's two things I want for this. Oh my gosh. Whoa. Whoa. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Oh man. Okay, I already dinged it up. I want to get an antenna on it so that I know where it is when I'm underwater and it doesn't float too far away. And I don't know, maybe something to make it stay. I think this boat's too small for an anchor, but I had a thought about, for a large, especially a larger boat, since subgrid damage is off, having a rotor that winds up a chain of hinges with like a mag plate on the bottom. So I'm going to go up and get the antenna, the parts for an antenna, and then we might do something with the anchor. I don't think we're really going to do anything with this one. I'm just going to see how much it drifts. It shouldn't drift that much, especially if I go down and come back up pretty quick with this. But we do want to maybe have an ore detector. I don't know. I don't think we're going to find anything. I think we just have to just hope and pray that we're in a place nearby some cobalt. I think the best thing I can do is I was gonna say maybe just go down with my drill and just try to tunnel and see if I find anything, but that's probably not gonna be good enough. It might make sense to have some kind of an ore detector on the boat. Maybe it'd have to be a large grid ore detector though, and I don't have one that I could put on this small grid. It'd be way too big. I don't know. We'll figure something out. This is our first draft. Obviously things are going to improve on this boat. Things are going to be very different as we progress. I already got some thoughts of like what I want to do down the road with boats, but for now this is what we need. Just a bright safety orange boat to get us where we need to go, like a big dinghy basically. Get us where we need to go, get us down there, and we'll be all set. But yeah, I'm gonna actually have to get back up to the top so that I can sleep, because otherwise I'm gonna die from exhaustion, I guess. I don't know. Alright everybody, well, like I said, it's been going really well. I'm really happy with how this is going so far. We've got the boat. The boat is going to work. I'm very excited about that, and the fact that I can swim in the water now is pretty spectacular. I can't wait to dive down, dig up some cobalt, swim it back up to the boat, drop it in the cargo, jump back down, and actually do like some resource diving. I think it's actually going to be pretty cool. Obviously, we're going to develop that further, and once we actually find the cobalt, then we can start working on improving the boat, potentially making it larger, making it able to carry more, and once it can carry more, we could actually have it take a small, like, drill-equipped submersible out, and I could just drive that down and get that handled. So there's definitely some progress that can be made, some differences that can be done, different things that can be done to make this more smooth, I believe. So we'll get to it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Maybe even making drill platforms. I don't know how deep. It's like 80 meters down, so I think that's maybe too much, but there's all kinds of things you can do, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Anyway, thanks everybody for joining us. If you haven't already checked out the Discord, definitely head over there. We've gotten a few new members over the past couple weeks, and they're great, wonderful people. Glad to have them. The public space engineer server that we host is great. Thanks. Shout out to Gmod for that, for maintaining that, managing that, paying for that out of the goodness of his heart. It is a lot of fun. I really enjoy being on there. Actually, right now I'm doing some really fun stuff with. I got a tank, and my base is coming along, and I've started on a shipyard to start making a boat. So it's going to be very interesting. But anyway, that's everything I've got. Everybody, we do Reconomy Lite every Tuesday. It goes live, so definitely check out and keep your eyes open for those. Check out our stream for ES2 Reconomy, which is the stream that I do with Gmod and Infinitely Many. We do that every Thursday around 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 2330 UTC. Check that out too if you have an inkling. But everybody, I've been Manta Ray, and I'll catch you next time.